Hey, what's up? It's Billy Johnson Jr. from the Museum of Light, and Billy Johnson Jr. presents here with Sebastian Kole. What's up?
Hey, how you doing, man? You
Hey,
doing all right?
yeah, man, I'm doing great. We're in the Capitol Records studios. This is awesome. Just a legendary, iconic place. And so tonight is a very special event. It's called The New Definition of Soul. It's a Motown showcase. Sebastian Cole is one of the artists performing. Man, like that title, right? Did I say it right?
Right.
The New Definition of Soul. How do you feel about that? Is that like a heavy weight to carry or what?
Whew. Heavyweight to carry, definitely. Because Motown has been so iconic to soul music. I mean, when you think soul music, you think Motown. Even though there were lots of labels that were involved in soul, Atlantic was really heavy in soul. But when you think soul music, you really think Motown. I mean, they carried your Stevie Wonders, they carried your Jackson Fives, they carried, I mean, just so many great and iconic sounds when you think of soul music. So to have to redefine that is difficult, because when you think soul, you just think that. But I'm blessed to be a part
Yeah.
of this new definition.
It's interesting because when you listen to your music, to me, it's like it's what Motown represents, like a contemporary version of it. It's because it's soulful. I mean, down to being most of the songs I hear are like very acoustic. Stripped down where you can really hear the voice, and the voice is so rich and husky. And I mean, it's like where else? What other label will you be on? You know what I mean?
If Deep Fried Butter had a record label, I would sign to Deep Fried Butter Records. But no, other than that, Motown is like, it really was the perfect fit, and I was so glad to be a part of that record label. But if Deep Fried Butter does want to sign me, I'm looking. Okay, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah. No, but, okay. In addition to all the stuff you've done, you've also worked with a lot of people. Jennifer Lopez, Flo Rida, and one of my personal favorites, Alessia Cara. And it's like when you have a new artist coming in, sometimes it hits like with that first song. Sometimes you kind of have to build up, but that song here, and you had an opportunity to work with her on this record. And so, I know we were talking about another artist, but like, what was it like? Like, is it like game recognized game? Like when you heard her stuff, like, please break this down.
Well, oddly enough, and to my little sister Alessia, I love you to pieces. Like, really is a little sister to me. When I met her, she didn't really have stuff. She just had an amazing voice, and we just kind of, it made sense. I met her at a show that I was doing in New York. She flew down and we got a chance to chat. And she sang for me. And I was like, yo, we should really get some things done. And so the next week I was up in Toronto. Just started writing some songs. And, that process was really amazing because every day I would just ask her, what's on your mind? And she'd say, oh, well, I'm thinking about, like her single that's out now, Scars to You're Beautiful. I was like, what's on your mind? She's like, I'm thinking about body image. And I'm like, all right, let's write about body image. Well, that particular day, we were in the studio, and I was like, what's on your mind? She says, I don't have anything on my mind. I go, well, what'd you do this weekend? She says, I went to a party. I said, how'd it go? She said, I hated it. And I was like, that's a good one, So it just kind of built off that. So it was amazing. It was a good time, just very, very honest. Her whole album was just very, very honest like that.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that perspective. So now some of your music that I heard, it's like to me, I feel like it's music. If you're going through something, you could listen to it. You're like, this is gonna help me get through it. And just the perspective on the songwriting, like "Pour Me" and stuff like that. I'm just like, dang, where's he come up with this stuff? But so how do you feel about the perspective, that you've had with your music? I heard you say something about you're a breakup expert,
I'm a breakup
which
expert.
I thought was funny. But yeah,
Here's my perspective, and this is the truth. Everybody loses. Not everybody wins. So I try to write from the perspective that, everybody's been hurt. Not everybody's found the love of their lives, but everybody has been hurt trying. So, I try to bring it from that perspective. We can all relate to trying and failing, And not that I'm trying to glorify failure, but I know failure because I failed a bunch. So that's really the perspective. And I try to look at love from a ton of different angles. I do talk a lot about breakups, but I talk about some triumphs there too, because sometimes it does work out well. You want to be fair and balanced when it comes to politics. Relationships.
politics. We'll just skip on that. Today was a crazy day of politics. We'll just keep it moving. You're also from Alabama. How do you feel like that has been a role in shaping you as an artist?
Oh my God! Alabama has shaped me as an artist, as a human being. There's such a rich. How do I want to say this? There's such a rich culture to Alabama. There are a lot of things that we know, that we feel, that a lot of places you don't even recognize that it's odd till you get to somewhere else. Like just certain rhythms that you hear all the time where you're from, and certain runs that you hear all the time, certain chord progressions that you hear all the time at home that you don't hear anywhere else. So, and for that to have hidden there for so long, and now it's just like people are like, oh, you're really talented. And I'm like, you should meet my godmother, like the lady who taught me to play piano. You should meet her. You think I can play? That was just normal where we're from. So that really helped shape me into, the musician I'm trying to be.
Yeah, yeah. I love those stories when people say that. You're like, dang, my family,
That's what they do, right? Yeah, that's what they do.
That's awesome. So anyhow, so what's up with the record? Like where are you in this process?
Album's just about done. So I'm super excited about getting out of promote. I have my EP out right now. You guys can go get that on iTunes and Google Play and Spotify and everywhere. It's just called Sebastian Kole. That's Kole with a K. I do this for all my hearing impaired people who listened to this whole interview and needed this K to know what I was talking about.
Right. It wasn't a gang sign. No confusion.
It's a K in International Sign Language. My mother was an interpreter for the deaf. But yes, that's out now, and finishing up the album, getting ready to release it hopefully this fall. Super excited about it. I think you guys are gonna really enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so it's a showcase tonight. So what can I expect to see you, throw down in a few minutes?
Oh man, I brought tap shoes. I've got bells. I've got whistles. I really just want to get up here and show these people why I wanted to do this. Most important question in the whole world to me is why. Not who, not what, not when, not where, but why. And I feel like if you can get on stage and show people why you're there, they'll enjoy it. They once they could connect, I get why he's up there. I think that. So I just want to get up here and show people why I worked this hard, why I wanted to be an artist, why that was important to me.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, and lastly, for real, just how can people keep up with you? Where should they be following you?
I'm gonna do this again. No, you can follow me at Sebastian Kole, all one word. That's SEBASTIANKOLE. That's on Twitter. That's on Instagram. That's on Periscope. That's on Snapchat. That's on Facebook. You can find me everywhere in the world under that handle.
Yeah.